my fellow mutants. The real enemy is out there.
Every fucking year, I think it's not gonna happen. I think there's no way I'm gonna see a movie that is so fucking bad that it is my automatic pick for the worst movie of the year. Yeah, every year, even with the best movies, I see a lot of great movies too every year, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna see a movie that's gonna blow my mind, and I get proven wrong. But when it comes to the bad movies, I think I've never seen anything as bad as what it was last year. It's not gonna get this worse. 2020, despite all its like flaws and how awful this year's been, I haven't seen that many bad movies, and I loved Tenet this year. Then New Mutants. I don't think I've cringed this much since Rise of Shitwalker. This was just a nothing. New Mutants is a total cringe fest. I sat in perplexed awe, baffled at the lack of competent decision-making in the biggest movie disaster of 2020. I raged at its lunatic audacity. I even shouted no at its final moments. No, really, I did. The movie was ending and it was going where I thought it was, and that quote, I'll say it later, but I actually went like, no! This isn't even a movie. It's more like a failed pilot of a series that'll never get off the ground. Really, it felt like an extended TV episode that was so fucking bad, and whatever you're watching, you're just like, I know this show's already been canceled, but it's not a show. It's a movie that was in theaters ever so briefly because of the pandemic. This teen horror superhero picture elicited many uncomfortable laughs from me. I laughed at all the wrong moments. I never laughed when I was supposed to. The jokes that were there were not funny. I laughed at some of the cringe. There were all these cheesy-ass attempts at high school humor, and it made me cringe and wince at every one of them. And the way it's shot is so quick with those jokes. They cut on them really quickly, as if they're embarrassed that they just had that stupid line you've heard a million times in these teen films. So they'd say a cheesy line, and then it would be right when the camera was moving or cutting to something else, just so you don't have time to register the aberration in joy. This is a project made by high schoolers. Not for them, but by them. Here, I will say to New Mutants' credit, the best thing I can say, the only thing I can really say that's good about it is that it looks decent, it looks okay, the lighting is good, there's a CGI bear at the end, yeah, that looks good, but what does any of that matter when the script and the story and the writing and the acting make you want to drink yourself to death? It opens with a young girl being awoken by her father as their town is being destroyed. By what? We don't see. We just hear growling and see things being burned. He hides her in a snowy forest, in the opening cove of a tree. I have to go back there. His last words to his daughter as he leaves her. Cut instantly to his dead body flung on the ground in front of her. It was just I have to go back there, and then he's just... Anyway, she blacks out and wakes up chained to a hospital bed. Someone was peeking at her through the vent above. She's greeted by Dr. Reyes, a horrible performance, who tells her she's a mutant, and she should probably stay here for safety and protection, at least until she figures out what her powers are. That actress, Alice Braga, as Dr. Reyes, I almost couldn't understand what she was saying in those earlier scenes, I really couldn't hear, but it doesn't matter, she's fucking terrible. The young girl's name is Dani Moonstar, and she's Native American. You'll realize why I bring this up in a minute. She's brought to a group-like therapy session to meet the other young mutants in this hospital ward, or whatever the fuck it is. They've all been brought here by Reyes because of their traumatic pasts, and they each have apparent mutant abilities. They all sit in forced poses like a bad cover of a shitty teen magazine. They're all just sitting there forced like this, oh, I'm anxious, and I'm young, and punky. And the camera floats around the room to initiate them speaking. Some share their stories. Others hide them for later. Rain's pretty open and tells it... What?
Free.
I can't hear what she's...
See if you could pray it out of me.
Oh no. She's got a Scottish accent.
Beat me about half to death. Said I was a witch.
Later, Ilyana Rasputin opens her mouth. Mostly to bully Dani. It's stupid. But it's Anya Taylor-Joy, and she's speaking with a Russian accent.
Building. Dorms. Chapel. If you believe in that shit.
I'm going to throw up all over my TV.
Wasn't actually asking.
What's up with all these accents? What the fuck is going on? Why the fuck do all the white people have accents? I don't understand. It's like you're forcing them to be foreign. She picks on Dani a lot, and as a purple sock puppet creature she fakes talking out of. It's worse than I'm making it out to be. Really, it is. Believe me! You gotta believe me! And there's Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things, who is Sam, and is awful. Sporting a Southern Kentucky accent, like the whole concept of language is foreign to him. The fuck is it with these accents?
I don't know.
He carries a piece of coal around, because his mutant power is flying at high speeds. But the visuals liken him to the Human Torch. His traumatic backstory was that he destroyed the coal mines his dad was in and killed him. I can't make this up. And now Roberto. Is that his name? Who wears popped collars and whose mutant power is being a virgin. Now here's why Danny is Native American. Because the movie makes a point to address her as Cheyenne, and to have Ilyana call her racist nicknames like Pocahontas and Standing Rock. Explain to me why all the white people have accents, but the people of color don't? Was this some woke representation decision? Or totally an accident of pathetic consequence? Because Roberto is Brazilian, but you wouldn't know it. Even though the actor Henry Zaga is also Brazilian. Danny is played by Blue Hunt, who is a Native American actress. But Maisie Williams isn't Scottish. Anya Taylor-Joy is not Russian. Help me understand! You see the things you notice when a movie sucks this hard? Your mind wanders and you start paying attention to the races and ethnicities and accents of people, especially when it's bad. You shouldn't be thinking about these things. It should be inherent to the character. But all I'm thinking about are these things. Man, this is fucking stupid. I haven't even gotten to the plot yet. Danny tries to kill herself by overlooking a ledge on one of the buildings. Rain talks her out of it. Ah yes, all you need for a lesbian relationship. It's not 2 scenes later they look into each other's eyes in ways that they want you to buy their romance. Then they shower together. Or at the same time, rather. Look, it doesn't matter. Danny notices a W mark on Rain's back shoulder. Rain leaves the shower abruptly. Definitely relates to her trauma. Strange things happen once. Or twice. Stranger things. Like nightmarish demons coming out for our teenage mutants. They look like the creature from Pan's Labyrinth, but they wear leather pants and dress shirts. Who cares? Rain can turn into a wolf. Try not to laugh when her and Danny kiss with her wolf eyes sparkling.
Hey! Tell us already come here. I'm trying to blow her back out.
I'd rather watch Twilight.
People would know we're different. This is what I am.
It's like diamonds.
That's what I'm talking about! Team Edward! I forgot to mention Danny tries to escape, but runs into an orange force field wall of power. We later see Reyes made it to keep them in, but of course she keeps telling them it's for their own good, and they are being trained to join the X-Men. Was that it? Was that the plot? I can't remember and I just saw the fucking thing! Look, I really don't want to talk about this misfire of a film school shoot spin-off. It looks like a lame production. With only 5 fucking people as principal actors? Hell, as the only people in the movie? That's it. That's the whole movie. It's the 5 mutants and Reyes in this psych hospital ward. That's it. The whole fucking time. It was like some pitiful attempt to wink at One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. They even used the word cuckoo. The actress playing Danny is so bad I was forgetting her even as I was watching. I feel terrible saying that, but I have to be honest and say it. Her eyes dart up and down like an adolescent novel actress unsure of what's going on. I don't blame her. This is a failure of production, of no compelling story to be told, and a laughable script filled with bad one-liners and no reasons for progression. The characters say things about themselves quickly, and the movie moves along as if that's enough to generate arcs. Each character has their moments only because of the constraint of time. And it's been 80 minutes, so they have to do something. Anya Taylor-Joy can disappear from our plane to others and form a metallic arm with a sword. Pretty cool, yeah? She's Colossus' sister. I had to look that up. Look, the few moments of how cool her arm looks with the sword and some of the action she has, they're so brief and short that you couldn't even cut together a best of trailer shoot for these moments in the movie. Her sock puppet transforms into a living Spyro the Dragon. It's real. It really happens. I forgot to mention that Roberto can turn really hot. Temperature-wise. Like the Human Torch. So he burned his girlfriend alive. See why he's a virgin? New Mutants is a trash movie because of the writing and acting. And let me reiterate how weird it is that the people of color have American non-accents. And the white people all force pitiful and cringeworthy ones. If you cast a Native American to play a Native American, couldn't you have just cast a Scottish girl to play the Scottish girl? And the Russian one? Why is Maisie Williams even in this? She's so bad, I doubt she'll ever escape the branding of Arya Stark. And Anya Taylor-Joy, who was so good in The Witch, is left as a cliched bully turned hero. Saying the dumbest shit in afterthought climaxes. Like, let's kill the bitch. Or, just... And the giant CGI bear is the final bad guy. But as I said, the bear looks good. That was some actual cool visual effects. Convincing looking bear. Dumb as shit that he's there. Gotta give him credit on that. But then you look at the moronic real villain of Dr. Reyes, who obviously kept them there for nefarious purposes, and wants to kill Dani because she figures out her mutant power is making other people's nightmares come to life. And look at when she told her why baby rattlesnakes are more dangerous than the adults. Because they haven't learned to control how much venom they secrete. You get it? The New Mutants are baby rattlesnakes. This is the kind of line I know they wrote first and then patted themselves on the back. The New Mutants are baby rattlesnakes. Huh, Dark Phoenix did bad, but we gotta come up with another X-Men spin-off and we're create newer, younger characters. What's an animal in the kingdom that is more dangerous than the adult? Ah, the rattlesnake. Little baby ones don't know how dangerous they are with their own venom. New Mutants are baby rattlesnakes. Yes, we've done it. I saw some people say this movie wasn't as bad as the maligned Dark Phoenix that failed and sunk the end of the X-Men franchise a little while ago. Now, I've seen both, and I can tell you New Mutants makes Dark Phoenix look like Infinity War. It makes something like Kick-Ass 2 look like riveting entertainment. This is a needless story, useless in its execution and portrayal, immediately to be forgotten upon release. Usually I do more research before filming these kinds of reviews, and for this one, I don't give a shit. I don't fucking give a shit. My fellow mutants, the real piece of shit is out there. But only the ending where I went, no! Like, it was the thing you see posting everywhere about the two wolves inside you, except they used two bears. And it was just like, one's evil and dark, the other's good. And the whole point of it is which one grows. And it's like the one you feed. That's the whole, like, line. And that's the narration that Dani has at the end of the movie. That she brought up at the beginning. I'm like, there's no way she's gonna say then. There's no way. And she did. And she did. It was so bad that she did. That's why I screamed no. Talked about what her father said. It's like, which bear grows bigger? Or whatever. And he's like, the one you feed. And then it cuts to black. As if it was some powerful statement. And not some internet trend we've been seeing for the last, like, 3 years. But I guess this movie was delayed for, like, 2 or 3 years. But even so, it's so cringe. It's not enough. You can't just have characters say things and for no reason and us to not care. Holy fuck. Fucking Arya Stark, Maisie Williams doing the Scottish accent. I don't think I've ever been so blown. Like, when she started talking, with the Robert Roy McGregor or whatever, it was so bad. I was like, what the fuck? And then Anya Taylor-Joy starts speaking with a Russian accent, and it is not working. And I'm like, Roberto's Brazilian. He doesn't have a Brazilian accent. He's just fucking American non-accent. And same with Dani. She's Native American. No accent. Not that I'm saying that they should. It's just that it's weird. The only person of color who has an accent is Dr. Reyes. She's got an accent. But of the mutant little group, the white people have forced terrible accents. Charlie Heaton, the Southern Kentucky accent, it was so forced. All of it was forced. I just don't understand. Why cast Charlie Heaton? Why cast Maisie Williams? Why cast Anya Taylor-Joy? I'd never seen this Blue Hunt girl before, or the guy who, Henry Zaga, playing Roberto. So why couldn't you have cast New Mutants? You could have cast 3 white people no one had ever heard of. You would have saved money. You would have given new talent a chance. You could have cast an actually Scottish girl to play the Scottish wolf, and a Russian girl to play Colossus' sister, and then a Southern Kentucky. Who gives a shit? Maybe they don't have accents. I don't give a fuck. Look, I know this is part of acting, but this is so weird. Woke representative shit, and it really is fucking bad, especially when Maisie Williams sounds terrible with a Scottish accent, and Anya Taylor-Joy sounds terrible with a Russian accent. Charlie Heaton does not work in with the Southern Kentucky accent. I don't get it. I don't fucking understand. They're trying to say that the foreign kids are more American than the white kids. I don't understand. I'm reading too far into this. This movie's not smart enough to make any commentary. It's just cringe. It's just fucking stupid.
Is there a cure for being an asshole?
How about a cure for sucking dick?